Hi everyone, I welcome you to a new podcast with me, Girish. And today's podcast is about the 5 W's of life. So if you've done the workshop with me already, it can be used as a reference material. Or if you have not done the workshop, that's fine. You can actually go through the podcast and actually grab pen and paper and go through the questions I'm going to read out to you, and you can just jot down what comes to your mind. So the 5 W's of life, the 5 W actually represents who, what, where, when, and why. So we are going to use these words to actually discover ourselves, find out what are our goals, and also discover why we want them, and have a timeline for achieving these goals. So basically, that's what the template does for you. So I'm going to go through a series of questions. You need to listen to them, and I'll guide you through each question. And you listen, you reflect, and you write down. So if you need to pause the podcast from time to time to actually do the exercise properly, please do so. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, the first question you need to ask yourself is, who am I? Okay? What I mean by that is, what are the values do you hold the highest? Okay, so I'm going to go through a list of words which you can choose, and you choose the 5 which best define you as a person. All right. So examples could be loyalty, passion, honesty, adventure, intimacy, gratitude, faith, enthusiasm. Wisdom, discipline, efficiency, reliability, dependability, attention, health, authenticity, community, pacifist, optimism, positivity, commitment, aggressivity, wealth, and lead. So these are words, and you need to pick the ones which best describe you. Okay? So deep down, each one of us is born different, and we have certain characteristics. So you need to pick the ones which best describe you. All right, so that and these words will actually define who you are as a person. And second question would be, what would you like your legacy to be? So how people will remember you? Okay, let's say one day you have to leave the country and go elsewhere. How would you want the people who have worked with you to remember you? What kind of person? Okay. What kind of person would you want these people to actually remember you as? Someone very passionate, loving, caring. What kind of person would you want the others to actually consider you to be? Because sometimes we want people to view us in a certain way, but our actions are actually very different, and things don't work out well. So that's very important. And next question would be, how would you want others to view you? So more or less same kind of question as the previous one. So how would you want others to view you? And what do you feel is your life purpose? Okay? What do you think you've come here on earth to do? Sometimes we get a calling for doing something. Could be community service. It could be teaching others. It could be playing music. I mean, what's the thing that really lights your day up? And I can't really answer that for you. It's something you'll need to find yourself. For me, it's empowering others through teaching and guidance. But for each of us, it's something different. It's something you will do throughout the day without getting really tired. Okay, because you're so into it, it's like your thing. Okay, so you need to find that. Next question would be, what do you want? If you really know what you want, by knowing this, you're able to actually set goals and take steps to create your ideal life. So what do you want? What are really your goals? Okay, what is your ultimate goal? What is the one thing that if you actually reach there, or you're able to live like that, nothing else matters. So what's your ultimate goal? Okay. Next question will be, where? where would you like to be in 5, 10, 15, or 20 years from now? I mean, what sort of life, and who's with you? Okay, in the timeline I've just given you above, like in 5, 10, 15, or 20 years, what sort of life are you living in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years, or 20 years? Who's with you? What's your living environment? Have you achieved all your goals you've just mentioned in the previous question? So focus on where you want to be rather than where you don't want to be. Okay, it's a whole game if we really fine-tune the kind of questions we actually ask ourselves, because the more clear we are about our goals, and the more focused we will be in all the actions we do, and the more successful we'll be. So these questions are very important. And once you've gone through that also, it becomes very important to actually ask why we want these things, because sometimes we want things because we just think we want them, but there's no genuine motivation or no genuine reason behind them. Like sometimes you just might say to yourself, okay, I want a new car, but why do you want that new car? Okay? And if you ask yourself why a few times and you can't really answer yourself well, then you know there's no valid reason for actually getting that thing you really want. So the why is very important, okay? So why is it important to achieve these goals? Okay, because you need to give these goals convictions. What will you gain by achieving these goals? How will your life be better by achieving these goals? And how will you feel knowing that you've accomplished whatever you've set? And does this really shape your legacy, the way you wanted people to remember you by achieving these goals? If not, then my friend, these goals are not actually good ones for you, because the way you want people to remember you when you die, all these actions you are actually doing right now should contribute to that. If they are not, then they're actually not that important to you for achieving these goals. Okay, so asking the whys helps you to gain some clarity and sense of urgency in accomplishing your goals. When you fully understand why you're trying to achieve them, then there's another level of energy that comes to you, because you're really clear about what you want, and you just perform all actions, and these actions lead to things you really want. Okay, so that's very important as well. And don't forget that you need to set goals which are SMART, meaning they are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time frame. Okay, so once we've gone through that also, we need to now focus on how we're going to achieve these goals. So how do you establish yourself as a unique being? Okay, you need to understand your ultimate goals, and you need to have a time frame for completion. Okay, when are you going to accomplish these goals? You need to have a time frame for that. You need to create an action plan for making these things happen, and you need to start living the way the way your life has to be as per the goals you've set. Okay, because these goals won't just run and come to you. You need to actually have that action plan and actually implement all the steps you've written down so that you actually meet these goals. So write down the steps to take to live your life, and ensure every decision you take is a significant piece of the puzzle, and all the pieces fit together. And throughout the exercise, you'll need to be really honest with yourself, and being honest with yourself will be actually your compass. Okay, your compass in whether you want to achieve these goals you've set or no. So these series of questions which I've just set, they basically form a template which, when you answer them, helps you to see more clearly about where you want to go. It's like I always say, it's like your GPS when you're navigating. Because if you really know where you want to go, then nothing can stop you, my friend. You just become unstoppable. All right? So I hope that these series help you to discover yourself and discover what your goals are, and get some momentum towards achieving your goals. And it's not an exercise which you'll do at one go and then it's done. You actually need to start it, and then every day you just work on a specific layer by layer, and then over 1 week, let's say, you can actually come up with a solid plan which you can start to execute. All right. And this plan is actually something you need to refer back to from time to time, just to see where you're going and whether you are able to achieve the things you've put in your action plan. All right. So I hope that you found that exercise interesting. Okay. I wish you good luck with that exercise, and I really hope that it changes your life for the best. So till next time, lots of love. Bye bye, Girish.